Imagine you have just survived the most brutal, devastating global conflict in human history. The First World War is finally over. You breathe a sigh of relief, thinking the worst is behind you. Your taxes will go down, food will be affordable again, and life will return to normal. Except in India, the nightmare was just beginning. Between 1913 and 1918, the prices of basic goods absolutely doubled. The British had drained India's wealth to fund their war, forcing villagers into the army against their will. To make matters terrifyingly worse, massive crop failures hit the country, followed immediately by a deadly influenza pandemic. By 1921, up to 13 million Indians had died from starvation and disease. The people were broken, furious, and desperate. They needed a miracle. And right at this boiling point, a new leader stepped onto the stage with a weapon the world had never seen before. His name was Mahatma Gandhi. And his weapon wasn't a sword, a gun, or a bomb. It was an idea called Satyagraha. To the British, this concept made no sense. Satyagraha translates to the power of truth. Gandhi believed that if your cause was truly just, you didn't need physical force to fight the oppressor. You didn't need violence or revenge. Instead, you look your oppressor dead in the eye, take the pain they inflict, and appeal directly to their human conscience until they realize they are wrong. And Gandhi didn't just preach this idea, he proved it worked. In 1917, he traveled to Champaran, Bihar, and used Satyagraha to force powerful British plantation owners to give better conditions to oppressed farmers. That same year, he went to Kheda, Gujarat, helping peasants whose crops had failed demand a relaxation in brutal tax collections. In 1918, he did it again in Ahmedabad, securing better wages for starving cotton mill workers. 3 strikes, 3 massive victories. The British administration was officially terrified. How do you defeat an enemy who refuses to fight back but also completely refuses to obey? Their answer was absolute tyranny. In 1919, the British rushed through a monstrous law called the Rowlatt Act. Imagine a law where the police could arrest you for your political beliefs and throw you into a dark prison cell for 2 full years without any trial, without a lawyer, and without any proof. Gandhi immediately called for a nationwide strike. Shops shut down, railway workers walked out, and rallies flooded the streets. The British panicked. They arrested local leaders and banned Gandhi from entering Delhi. And then came the darkest day in modern Indian history. On April 13th, 1919, a large unarmed crowd gathered inside an enclosed ground called Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. Some were there to peacefully protest, but many were just families attending the festive Baisakhi fair. A British officer named General Dyer marched his troops into the ground. He didn't issue a warning. He simply blocked the only exit and ordered his men to open fire on the trapped crowd. Hundreds of innocent men, women, and children were slaughtered. Dyer later admitted he did it just to create a feeling of terror and awe. The country exploded in absolute fury. Strikes, clashes with police, and attacks on government buildings erupted everywhere. But the British response was horrifying. They forced peaceful satyagrahis to rub their noses in the dirt, crawl on the streets like animals, and suffer brutal floggings. Seeing the violence spiral completely out of control, Gandhi called off the movement. He realized something crucial. Scattered, angry protests were never going to defeat the British Empire. He needed a much bigger, unstoppable force. He needed India's 2 biggest communities, Hindus and Muslims, to lock arms and fight as one. Quick break. If you are captivated by this history and want to master every single chapter in your syllabus just like this, hit that subscribe button right now. Thousands of students are learning with us every day, and we don't want you to fall behind. Let's go! Gandhi found his golden opportunity in the Khilafat issue. After the First World War, the Ottoman Empire had been defeated, and there were terrifying rumors that a harsh peace treaty was going to strip the Islamic spiritual leader, the Khalifa, of all his powers. Indian Muslims were outraged. Two brilliant young leaders, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, teamed up with Gandhi. Together, they forged an unbreakable Hindu-Muslim alliance.
But what exactly was their battle plan? It all went back to a brilliant observation Gandhi made in his 1909 book, Hind Swaraj. He pointed out a glaring truth. The British didn't conquer India because they were stronger. They conquered us, and they continue to rule us only because we cooperate with them. If Indians simply stopped cooperating, the entire British administrative machine would collapse within a year, bringing Swaraj or self-rule. This was the birth of the non-cooperation movement. It was a brilliant, phased master plan. First, Indians would surrender every single title and award given by the British government. Next, they would boycott everything. Indians would refuse to go to British schools, lawyers would leave the British courts, soldiers would refuse to serve in the British army, and citizens would burn imported foreign clothes in massive bonfires across the country. And if the British tried to repress them, they would launch a full-scale civil disobedience campaign. After months of intense, heated debate, the Indian National Congress officially adopted this radical plan at the Nagpur session in December 1920. The strategy was set, the alliance was forged, and India was about to launch the largest, most spectacular mass movement the British Empire had ever seen.